What's up, guys? This is Acidic Roots. This is part 2 of the Donkey Kong Country Let's Play. And so I think, you're gonna find as this LP continues to go along that I do manage to kind of fly through the game, but half of it is because I'm used to it. And I think it's a simple enough game, and I basically consider this like the plan B for someone who is, or the alternative for someone who has exhausted the Super Mario games. And it basically is like the second decision that you need to make. But really, it's tough trying to find like a third decision. I mean, there's a bunch, but after this point, you just go to third-party developers who did this sort of stuff. I'm gonna turn this volume down a little bit more. So, just volume. Yeah, so Rareware made this game, and they were a second-party developer for Nintendo, and they associated themselves with them for a good while. But yeah, so the ideas that this group had was exciting, and I just totally screwed up, fucked up a jump. So yeah, my reaction was pretty funny for when that happened. When I was playing this, I was just like, what the fuck's going on here? 'Cause it looks like when you do that, the cart should just, if that were real life, you'd probably be able to make that without, obviously if a minecart could jump, but it probably would just go right to that, But still, I do die quite a few times on this, so just know that. From what I've gathered, I've seen LPs of this game a good handful of times, and it seems like a lot of folks don't seem to like these minecart stages. Which the whole thing is it's not really so much the design of them that's bad, it's more that the tricks that they do. I guess, some people might blame the gameplay, but yeah, just kind of, I need a little bit more knowledge to figure out what exactly it was. For the most part, it's just plain, we don't like the minecart levels, that's the thing there. So I'm gonna try, I don't know if I said this before, but I'm gonna try to exercise using Diddy and Donkey Kong, not just the one character, so. Sometimes I do tend to forget. All it takes is a tap of the A button and you can switch between them, but sometimes you're gonna see more so than the other. But yeah, that's a tricky jump. You really have to jump towards the end to successfully get that one. I could talk about some of the things that have been going on. So I got, I don't know how many folks who are, past the age of 20 still eat candy bars, but that happens to be something that I don't mind doing. Really, I think most people would agree that you can't beat a Reese's Cup, but there are some other ones that are, choice amongst those. When it comes to food, I've always been someone that, I appreciate this I'm not really trying to go for, like, 5-star food or anything, Obviously, folks who go all the way and get culinary skills, it just depends upon who you serve. If you're serving, like, the governor of your state or something like that, there's a difference, but I don't have too high standards when it comes to food, but I still appreciate candy bars and being 28, so This is an extra thing. So I got some of those. I got Fast Break, which is a relatively new candy bar, and I think those are actually pretty fattening. So I've eaten 3 of them already, and that's just empty calories right there. But some people say that eating is a disorder, which is kind of awkward. People who are just naturally inclined to be bigger. I've noticed that my body has kind of become that way, but I'm hoping I don't have an eating disorder. I mean, really, the only real thing I do more often than not is just the soda drinking, but it's just an extra thing. So my current soda I've been sipping up is Mountain Dew Live Wire. So I've been a fan of that drink, and I've talked about it in vlogs on this channel. If you watch the My History with Soda video, I think I did about 2 or 3 of those. I basically detailed every single soda that I've had in my life, and with the exception of Crystal Pepsi, which came out the year later, but Vanilla Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew Live Wire, Mountain Dew Code Red, Orange Soda, all these different ones. So it's good stuff. If I had to guess, about Donkey Kong Country, I would probably say that it seems like they would probably associate this game with a food deal, which Donkey Kong Country Returns, they didn't really do that, but Nintendo had also lost a lot of their market share by that point. That's a big thing to know for folks who are new or don't really understand the video game industry. Market share has a lot to do with it, and that's the reason why at the end of 5 years you realize that the Nintendo machine only has maybe 150 games, whereas the PlayStation has over 1,000. So it's what happens, and it's been happening for the past several years. But yeah, I do think Donkey Kong could use a food backing to it. I mean, Ninja Turtles, I watched that game not too long ago, and they did an endorsement with Pizza Hut. Actually popped up in the video game. You could see Pizza Hut advertisements, but that was of course something that they did, was just they're always associated with pizza, but I hope they wouldn't choose something like bananas or something to be a little bit off the meter. So we are going to save. That you're going to find that I do this quite often, just to make sure, because if you get a game over, you are starting back from where you last saved. I think for the most part that includes the thing that this game, it'll happen is, you won't get a save point until later in the world, so you're going to have to do a good 2 or 3 stages before that happens. And, the ice world will make sure, that's one thing to remember, is when you get to that ice world, you're going to have to beat 4 of the toughest stages in the game, which is really only about 6 of those, but the last world of the game is actually the least one to worry about. Most people, if you can beat a Mario game, you can beat this game, so yeah, reptiles are kind of a theme in this game. You're gonna find that the reptiles are the villains, which I do appreciate. They call them the Kremlings, which is a pretty good name. I don't know if Rearware was for, well, I don't think, no. I was gonna have something to do with saying like the Kremlin, but I don't think it does. But they do have decent names about them and everything. It's pretty hip. I mean, they were spot on when they made Diddy Kong. I mean, that was a good name. as of this time, one of the big things that's going on right now in the United States is Hurricane Harvey, which I guess is also going on close to South America and stuff. So that's what we're dealing with, and this storm has been said to really been taxing our resources. Now, I don't know if that means that we're worried about this or if it just means that this is kind of a hassle, but you know, in a lot of ways it seems like I kind of remember Hurricane Katrina. That was the last one I really paid attention to, but I do almost think that you know, this is, well, I don't know, it's hard for me to voice an opinion on that, just because, you know, I understand they're without electricity, their homes are destroyed, but, you know, this is time for the United States to kind of see what they can do. But, so you're getting a little bit of healthy, you know, learning activities while watching Donkey Kong. So you can either pay attention to the game and say, oh yeah, I like that pink bird, but you know, this is what's going on behind the scenes. Can't really say what went on behind the scenes in '94 when this game was made, but you know, still. I mean, the developers, Rareware, actually, you know, I pay attention to, you know, this game series has some, or this developer has some good games with them that they do, so. Alright, this LP is almost over, or I mean, this video is almost over, so subscribe for more